or welcome back to Anthropology. So thank you for joining me in another video, or if it's your first time, welcome to my channel. On this channel, I like to discuss all things around luxury, shopping, fashion, handbags, whatever you name it, I talk about it. Essentially, in today's video, it is going to be a chit chat type video on luxury minimalism. So I've come across this topic, this philosophy, as an extension of, I guess, my own curiosity around minimalism. So I came across this topic through another YouTube channel, Colorful Noir. I will link some of her videos down below. They're very good. They talk a lot about this. And basically, luxury minimalism is an extension of the minimalist movement. So the minimalist movement, as we all know, is something that basically means we are striving to have less. So essentially being more minimal, living more meaningful, and the things that we purchase should have higher quality, should have better purpose in our lives, and not just overindulging on everything, which almost is counterintuitive to the luxury industry itself, which is all about indulging, all about more is more, and just building collection. So the luxury minimalist, movement, philosophy essentially comes out of buying nice things that we can use for a long time. So I guess luxury minimalism as a whole is about buying nice things that will last us a really long time and purchasing the things that we want and that we will get used out of. So another philosophy of the movement is all about not striving to get the next thing. The one thing and the trap that I've fallen into before with luxury shopping is when you buy an item and then you're immediately on to the next thing. You're like, okay, so I have this in my collection. What is the next thing that is going to complete my collection? And the trap is that I found myself in, and I'm sure many of other people have found themselves in, is that your collection will never be complete. If you have this mindset where you purchase something and then you're like, oh, okay, I need something else. Well, the collection is never going to be complete because you're always going to be striving for that next thing and striving for the future collection that you want to build, as opposed to loving and enjoying the collection you have. So this is sort of, it's something that it's more idealist. It is something that it shouldn't be as complicated as it is in order to achieve, in order to build a minimal collection, in order to even have this conversation. It's kind of pretentious in a way, in order to be like, well, I want to be more thoughtful about my buying, but in a capitalist society where essentially everything is sold to us as a need as opposed to a want, it's hard to detrain yourself from this mindset. So with that being said, I wanted to go through some of my shopping rules for this year. So as we all know, I'm a shopper. If you've seen some of my videos on this channel, I love to buy things. And I've been a consumer probably since I was born. My family's been consumers, literally everyone's been a consumer, but in terms of consuming luxury goods, that is where it really has become to take over my life. And I created this YouTube channel in order to have a place where I could discuss my affinity for luxury YouTube or for luxury items, and where other people could engage with that content and also talk about their love for luxury goods. The one thing I noticed I was falling into, however, was when I would buy something, I would just constantly be like, okay, I love this item, I have it for a while, but then that feeling would move and say, okay, now I need to focus on getting the next thing. And it's sort of fell into a trap where I was just ticking things off a list almost, or I was buying things as substitutes for other things, and then I just amassed a lot of things when I could have just purchased the one thing that I wanted initially. And this happened with my Celine Nano bag. So I have been wanting a Celine Nano for like a very, very, very long time. I didn't really have the money for it, or so I thought, but then I would buy other things, and I would buy a lot of other things on sale. I would fall into the trap of getting in touch with the wrong salespeople who would manipulate my emotional spending and just any sort of frivolous spending out of boredom. And before I knew it, I had spent more than the original cost of the one item that I had initially wanted. And I had been, I guess, left with all of these things that I didn't really want. And basically what I'm trying to say from that is I had fallen into the trap myself of constantly wanting something, constantly yearning for something, when in reality, these wants that I had basically categorized as needs needed to be decategorized back to wants. So back to the luxury minimalist movement, if we can call it that. Essentially, it's just a philosophy where we are trying to not constantly buy the next thing, not constantly get the next thing, and sort of living with the things that we have. And sometimes more isn't always better. Having a big collection isn't always the best collection. Having a collection that's authentic to you is essentially what matters. But in terms of my shopping philosophy this year, I have decided to try and limit myself to 5 luxury items. And because of my shopping habits being so crazy that they are, I have already hit those 5 items. So now I'm left with either maintaining that discipline and not buying anything for the rest of the year, which will be interesting. This will be an interesting ride for all of us to get on, or falling into the old traps and buying other shit that I don't need. But I think it's a really interesting topic to consider. But basically, this is just something that I was interested in. I've been watching a lot of videos on it and essentially trying to pursue this idea of luxury minimalism, of buying less, of living more thoughtfully, of using the things that I have as opposed to yearning for things that I don't have. And basically, I started to reevaluate how the money I was earning was being spent and where I wanted it to go and the priorities in my life. And I found that there was an imbalance, that I was spending more on things that I didn't need, and I was deprioritizing the things that were actually going to make my life better in terms of quality. So I was buying all these bags, I was buying all these shoes, I was buying all these essentially material things, which I still love. Like, the point of this video is not that I don't love luxury goods, I still do, and that this channel will be focused on luxury goods going forward, but I think it's a good conversation to have, so I hope some of you engage in the comments down below. The priorities in my life for spending my money were basically placed all on luxury goods, and they weren't on things like buying a car or buying a house or investing my money smarter. They were sort of, okay, I need to get another bag, or oh my god, this bag is gorgeous, I need to have it. And essentially it's like these items can be gorgeous, but I don't need them. These wants that I previously thought were needs are actually just wants. So by trying to reinforce more rules around spending, I think it's a really good idea, especially in luxuries. These things should be luxuries. They should be additions to an already existing lifestyle. However, I find a lot of us, especially on YouTube, we can fall into a trap of seeing unboxing after unboxing and shopping blog after shopping blog and seeing all these things that we think we want, and through the power of the influencer, we've been exposed to so many things that we wouldn't necessarily see in our day-to-day lives with the people around us. And I am perpetuating that cycle on YouTube, I know. But also, it's trying to, I guess, be more mindful about our purchasing, about our shopping. This goes not just for me, this is for other people, I'm sure, that are feeling the same thing. It's like you get sort of stuck in a cycle of shopping and it becomes a trap almost. It's a very frivolous first world trap, but it's a trap nonetheless. So essentially from here, my rules are buying 5 luxury items per year. This still allows me to enjoy the current collection that I have, in addition to when I see new things that I like, yes, I want to buy them. Obviously, that's how this world works. But also, it's just, I guess, about being more present. I'm sorry, it's very, very hot in Vancouver. Essentially, this was just going to be a chit-chat video. I've been thinking about making this video for a while now, especially since I started making YouTube videos around luxury shopping. It's been sort of front of mind, where I have been promoting this idea of influencing and purchasing goods and turning wants into needs. However, I've been struggling with it myself, and the fact that it's like, I think more people now are open to these conversations around luxury minimalism, or just not being so consumer driven as a society and actually focusing on living our lives. This may be a very rambly video, I know, but I wanted to talk about it nonetheless and have the discussion brought over to my channel. I really like Colorful Noir, or Eileen's channel, the things that she talks about, and essentially, I wanted to join the conversation. Another thing that she talks about is when we buy goods and then we sell them because we maybe didn't want them, we were maybe influenced to buy them, they were on sale, we often lose money in multiple ways. So one of those ways is direct through purchasing the item and then reselling it, and then the loss there. But another way is opportunity cost. So opportunity cost, I think, is something that maybe gets not as much recognition as it should. So opportunity cost, for those that are not familiar, is essentially when you have money, where are the opportunities that it could go to do the best things? And best things could mean a lot of different things to different people, but essentially if you spend, let's say, $3,000 on a bag, you should calculate how long it took you to earn that bag, and then see and evaluate, was this bag worth, let's say, a month of my labor, or for some of us even longer. I know some people, they dream of owning, let's say, a Chanel bag. A Chanel bag is $8,000, $9,000. That would take a long time for a lot of people to earn. Obviously, if you have all the money in the world, this video is not for you. But for those that are working, those that enjoy luxury goods and enjoy the finer things, it does fall into a trap of, okay, could my money be doing better things elsewhere? How many bags is enough bags? Are we always going to be searching for the next best thing? It's just some things to think about, and I really wanted to bring that I guess, awareness to my channel. My channel has been very luxury driven, look at this thing, look at that thing, but I wanted to sort of bring it back a little bit and have a better discussion around luxury minimalism and this sort of idea of mindless consumerism. So this was just, I don't know if this was a fun video, but it was a video, so thank you for joining if you made it this far. I'll link my Instagram down below, Anthropology, same name. I post a lot of pictures of my cat. Basically that's it, and I hope to see y'all next time. Bye guys.